That is accurate.
Look, they do that. They do that.
It's kind
They
of their thing.
steal shit.
And we do have
They
to talk
take
about.
over
We do have
countries.
to.
Hmm.
What?
And we do have to piss all over James O'Brien and Ava today because they fucked up.
They did, but Ava wasn't actually in today. So
I don't care. They cut me off, and I was like, I got the answers. And they said we all got it. I'm like, but it was wrong. That's not what it means.
No, normally they'd have a stewards. They would allow a stewards inquiry, but because Ava wasn't in, I think they just went, "No, you're all right." Scandinavian bloke with a answer to a Scandinavian question. Nah, you see you later, fella.
Got it wrong. Fuck. Mad child.
They just got some bloke from Runcorn who occasionally goes to Oslo.
You know, my old dad was from Oslo.
Singing sea shanties as he went.
Oh my god.
Have anybody seen that like video clip of like this American vocal group singing, you know, like a Viking chant in English?
No.
And everybody's going like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever. This is like true Viking." I was like,
Are you talking about the sea shanty that went viral over here and then got made into a song? Yeah. It was a Scottish fella, mate.
Yeah, but still, like, it's like
This
is Norwegian, this is Nordic, this is. I'm like, no, it's not. It's in English.
It went to number one over here. It's a Scottish fella, and he's sitting there giving it all this business and singing his sea shanty. It went mental over here. Went to number one. Got remixed by some moody London DJ, and they just cashed in on it.
And it's like everybody's like, this is proper Norwegian music in English, really?
Yeah.
In English?
Wow, someone's triggered.
X. What up, X? All right, Swish Ross Swoon. Let's go.
What's
All
going on?
right, so welcome to the Podcast, episode 63. My name is Shartan. Brenna's name is Brenna. Mikey's name is Mikey. And of course, we got Lord Waker of Essex, who is also known. Please install Facebook to my laptop, please.
Now with internet. With internet.
And it cut out.
With more internet.
Yeah,
I've got
more.
all of the internet.
You got all of it.
He has 2 pints
Finally.
of internet.
How much?
Finally, Brexit didn't screw up.
I appear to be sucking up Jartan's bandwidth.
He took Jartan's internet.
Probably. Because you are stealing from the EU. How much did you get, and where should I go from? Let's do the whole thing again. My name is Shartan. Brenda's name is Brenda. Mike's name is Brenda. Lord Banker Essex is the
That
gold
did
that
not go.
installed my fucking Facebook. Start the music. Start the music.
What are you doing?
You're
What
not,
is
you're not
happening?
ravishing. Hang on, you're not ravishing Rick Rude. You can't just say hit the music.
And it's so delayed. Like, it's so delayed. And it's
Yeah.
there's no way he's meaning to say these things in the timing that he's saying them. But he wants music again.
Yeah.
Here. Look, you're seeing the sausage being made here, everybody. So, okay, do your speech
This is
again,
unbelievable.
and I'll do it again because this is what you want.
I have to.
Yeah, get the locks together over there, Brenna.
These are expensive.
Surely you can just do it with telekinesis.
And it's almost as if he forgets. I can't just send him the file, and then he can just load it in whenever he wants. I'm pretty sure he has it.
He looks dead right now.
He might be.
He looks like an old statue of Socrates.
With the eyes, the eyes. They never.
He needs a thinker pose.
Wow.
Like a chin.
Yeah.
Stroke.
Oh, you can imagine if you pan down, you can see a book.
An open book.
No, it's a scroll.
Yes, a scroll.
He's just holding the scroll like.
He's got a quill in his other hand.
What an inefficient
And
way of.
wine. You have to have like a goblet of wine too, because that's what the old philosophers just.
Can you think of how annoying it would be to write on like scrolls of paper with it constantly just rolling back up?
Oh, do you know?
You would have to have somebody that held it. So like that was
I need
your
a special
apprentice.
person. Yeah.
That would be your apprentice. I would hold that.
I'm gonna just chime in here with a thing called a paperweight. They were invented many years ago.
That's not true. You're lying. That's your revisionist history.
That's how we say history over here.
That European.
And that's why.
Next thing they tell me there's things called doorstops.
That's why. And that's why every April 23rd they celebrate Sir Franz Duke Ferdinand of Essex, who invented the paperweight and then gave it to Socrates. The British Empire is that old and that historied.
Yep.
So well.
That's how we do. That's how we do.
Yeah.
So hi Shartan.
I had to go over to 4G. Like, how can my 4G be better than the fucking hotel Wi-Fi?
You tell me, because my 4G was terrible a couple of weeks ago.
That is true. Y'all have internet issues.
It was like cup and string.
Yeah.
I'm at a hotel, dude. Because
Yeah. Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, my soundstage in Florida is under renovation. I mean, my house. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Miss Brenna, how are you? What you drinking on today?
I am currently drinking nothing right now because I've already had 2 cups of coffee and I'm already wired.
Whoa.
And I can't do anything else right now.
You're all jazzed up.
Brenna is currently off her tits.
Hey.
I don't know if we can say that, Wayne.
It's all tits up from here.
We can say that. I was referring to the tit in the word of the bird.
Sure.
What was you thinking about, you filthy-minded heathens?
Mikey.
Oh, I'm the only one to know whatever.
Why does everything have to be sexual with you?
How do you think we all got here? Lord Winker of Essex, how are you? What are you drinking today?
Hello, I'm wonderful. I have internets. All of it. I appear to have absorbed some of Jartan's internet.
My hotel's internet.
You put a cable from there.
Remember that geezer from Heroes who was going around just stealing everyone's powers? That's basically my job now with internets. So eventually I will just have all of it and you'll have nothing.
Uncle Traveling Matt. That's a weird name.
It's for Fraggle Rock, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I do not remember that.
I just remember Red from Fraggle Rock.
It's the old geese. Yeah, no, it's the old geese who always says like travel letters and stuff.
Oh yes, I remember. He had like the safari hat.
Yeah, Uncle Traveling Matt. That's me.
Oh, I love it. I need to watch that again.
But you could also call me Rasputin Durst.
That one's true, though.
That one's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's true.
X of the Utahcast says he sent postcards from outer space. What a great show! I need to go back and revisit that. Hi, I'm Mikey Famine. I'm drinking lemonade because I don't know. It's good.
That's why you put up that like big bottle of rum before the show and like that made me pee.
Rum? I mean, I just had a little Knob Creek, but that's completely unrelated.
Mm-hmm.
When you make that lemonade a little bit Irish.
Yeah.
It's a.
That's actually bourbon. Tea. Bourbon is a specific process. You can.
Yes, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to mute myself while you talk about this and go into the toilet and touch myself.
That's awkward. That's really awkward.
That was a Tucker Carlson exit.
Well, we're burying the lead, so let's get into thing number uno.
Yeah, what's been happening? Because
First off, there's nothing to talk about because no news anywhere. It's just been the laziest week ever. Come on, people.
slow.
We need shit to talk about.
This is what I was worried about, because I was going through the newspapers and I was going through the weeds, and I was trying to find something that we could all kind of relate to. I found something about the snooker, but I thought the Americans ain't going to know about the snooker. So it's down to you guys.
Are you saying a new car or snooker?
Snooker?
A new car. Yeah.
No, snooker.
See, the language barrier is hard.
Snooker. It's the snooker, billiards, pool. There's a tournament going on right now over at the Crucible.
Who is
here.
Pool? Paul? Are you trying to say Paul?
Deadpool.
Okay, that makes more sense to me.
So this is an article about Ryan Reynolds listening.
He got a new car.
Yeah.
Deadpool's new car, aka Ryan Reynolds, and a Fiat.
And now he's gonna kill Scarlett Johansson.
Again, I couldn't find anything to talk about, even though I looked at the snooker championship at the Crucible. There's nothing going on. So
I got
anything?
one. Yeah, there was a Ukrainian amateur chess championship. One guy got really angry when he lost, and he tipped one of the other guy's pawns over.
Oh,
wow!
Oh, that's sick.
That's
sick.
Rude.
That's barbaric.
Yeah. I can't believe that. That's
these fucking Ukrainians, dude. Like, imagine if it was Albania, he might have tipped over a tower.
Oh, Jonathan, why'd you have to go there, man? Get your mind out of the gutter.
This is a nice show. This is a family show.
This is a civilized show.
We're here to talk about the news and discuss.
I think this show is not so much a family show, but would you like to ignore your family show? And I think we provide all of the things that you can't do with your family, all like distilled into one crystallized
click that on your
product.
website.
Oh, dude. No.
Hey.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So I asked my mom, like, I told my mom, hey.
Where's this going?
Yeah.
Mike's website.
Very uncomfortable.
No. What is that?
I need an adult.
Here,
I got it, guys. Hold on. Go ahead, dude.
Yeah. So I said to my mom, hey, Mom, Mikey's mom is supporting my podcast. Why aren't you? And she was like, well, first of all, my English is so bad, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. And second of all, as soon as that sun on your stomach becomes his original size, I will. Thanks, Mum. I love you too.
The safe word is spatula.
Wow.
Pineapple.
Oh, too much pineapple. Wow, that went off on a tangent. Should we get into it?
So not only does my mom not like my podcast, she also thinks I'm fat.
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say that isn't just gonna like body slam you into the earth? Like, I have nothing but jokes running through my head. I'm trying to be gracious. You're not making it easier.
I am giving this to you. This is like
off
a
the
layup.
backboard?
That's what we say.
Yeah, this is like off the backboard, and you can just slam it. I'm giving this to you.
What a gift.
So when we call you Fat Thor, it's real.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's basically what your mother calls you.
Yeah.
I love that.
My mom is like, I'm not really big on tattoos, but you've got one tattoo that I like, and that's the sun on your stomach. But it was a lot cuter when it was a lot smaller.
It's gone from just like a
Mom.
That's the
Yeah.
best way of calling.
It's
you
gone
fat,
from a red dwarf to like a yellow super giant.
It started off as a small
cute,
moon,
but it's too big right now, and it needs to be smaller.
You need to do something about your
station.
It needs to go away. Like this needs to go away. I love it.
Who doesn't support a Stars expansion?
Can I congratulate us right now on solving systemic racism?
We did it.
We did it.
We got him.
We got him. Ladies and gentlemen,
we did it.
We got him.
We got him.
We need a big John Oliver red button, just like
I was just
shakoom.
thinking, like, big button. We did it. We got it. We got it. Thank
That's
you.
super loud.
This is fantastic news. Our lives are going to be a lot easier from now on.
Brenna, what are you alluding to, pray tell?
I'm alluding to probably one of the biggest stories that happened during this past week, which was the Derek Chauvin case. Now, if y'all didn't know what that was, do you remember George Floyd?
Yes.
The one who got there was a cop who was caught on camera,
Several cameras,
kneeling down on George Floyd's neck, and subsequently, allegedly at this point,
no, he's guilty.
No.
No. It's fine.
No, before then. At this point, as being at the trial, we are equal justice across the board here. Supposedly stopped the air from going into him, which subsequently kills the subject in question.
Suffocation.
No breathing.
Get up.
I can't breathe.
No breathing.
I think I can't breathe was the last thing he said.
Right.
Which to me means that he was being stopped breathing by the knee on his neck. So let's continue on with this conversation because there's a whole hell of a lot going on, and again, solving systemic racism. All right.
Your turn.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. First of all, can we never again refer to the David Chauvin case and call it the George Floyd trial?
No one did.
Yeah, she said the trial.
Derek Chauvin.
I said the Derek Chauvin case.
She very much did.
Can we call it the George Floyd case? Can we stop talking about perpetrator?
He's not on.
No.
He's not on.
Not the trial of George Floyd, the death of George Floyd. I would rather we, pay respect to fucking victims than talk about, because everybody know who Derek fucking Chauvin is.
That's what Brenna did. That's what Brenna did. In fairness, that's what Brenna did.
Can we just never say his name again? Can we just bury his name in fucking oblivion forever?
Well, he's some people's fucking hero, right? Like, because the fucking cop hero worship around here is ridiculous. So yeah, your hero Derek is now in jail for the rest of his life, probably. The sentencing I think is Monday. So we'll see what happens with that. But
they said a couple of weeks. Why is it so soon?
It's a couple of weeks.
Oh, is it that?
I think
that far out?
Yeah, I think it's 10 or 14 days. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna say that he's going to be throwing in a few names to get his sentence lined up. He's probably, because we do have the other cops that were sitting on the sidelines, and their trials are gonna come up.
Yeah, their trials.
I think he's gonna get. I think he's gonna give names in order to lighten his sentence. That's my prediction.
How do you mean give names?
Basically implement them in the crime that happened, saying whether or not they were they said something, they did something. But
so what you're saying is he's going down, he's taking other people with him
in order to reduce his sentence, because before his sentence comes up, because then it will turn into either he's going to be doing them consecutively, or he's going to have them all at once, and he's probably going to look for the shortest sentence possible. And even the sentence that they have, like 40 years, I think is like the max on one of them. It's still not 40 years anyway. They don't.
I have a question on that. Can you do a plea bargain post conviction?
Well, for sentencing.
But obviously he's been convicted. So
I think that part has been passed because they had the trial. You would plea bargain.
That's what I'm thinking.
You would plea bargain to avoid the trial.
No,
Yeah,
you can also do a plea bargain. You can also do a plea uh, in the trial. But when the jury has done theirs, it's too late. You
but
can't
but the thing
plead.
is, he pled the fifth in the trial. He
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
even want
yeah.
to.
No, but here's the deal. You can plead guilty and for a lightened sentence within under the duration of a trial or before the trial. But when you have already been sentenced guilty, you can't all of a sudden say, you know that deal you told me about like a month and a half
Yeah, you
ago
can't
when
do
you're
it.
going to get like you can't do that anymore. Like that's void by that time.
Yeah, that's what I was a bit confused about, because I thought your sentencing is based on the trial that's happened. You can't then add new information to lighten
You
your sentence, surely.
You shouldn't be able to. I don't
you
think so.
can get the minimum. Like they can do the minimum. So there's a maximum, right? On
Mhm.
his on what he can get for the various things. They can adjust that based on the minimum and the maximum between
But
that.
surely that's mitigated by the fact that he's already been found guilty, and then no other.
He's guilty.
Yeah,
That's the thing. He's going away. It's what the sentencing part of it is, how long. And that's what he's going to get reduced.
I get that, but what I'm saying is, surely you can't add stipulations to your sentencing by giving up names in that period where the judge is working out your sentencing. You can't then turn around, because surely that should have been done during a trial. Isn't the jury conviction a full stop? And that's it, right? So now it's down to the judge to say this is how much how many years you're going to do.
The
based
judge
on
gets
this.
to determine that.
But no new evidence should be allowed. I'm not a legal scholar, so I don't know. But what
Me
I'm saying
neither.
is,
I don't believe
but what
so.
I'm saying is,
We'll have to get Ike
Yeah.
back on and break down all the stuff that we have questions on.
yeah.
Yeah, we also have Ken that can help us out with the legals.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have to check in with Ken because I'm pretty sure we've broken the law a few times. So.
No, we haven't, because I actually do have. We've had 3 lawyers on, and Alyssa and Ken and me. We've talked about this. Like, none of you claim to be a threat is actually a threat. Inviting people to come to my house because I've got a rocket to moon is an invitation. It's not a threat.
So we found some defense attorneys to bolster his case. Not realizing that there's also prosecutors who have holes to poke in that. So
wow.
How is that a threat? I'm not saying I'm going to come get you and put you on a rocket and then send you to my moon gulag.
So
No.
anyways,
you are welcome if you want to.
So we got guilty on the 3 accounts, correct? We had.
Yes.
Does anybody have that information in front of them?
Second, third.
It was a second and third degree murder and second degree manslaughter.
Okay. All right. So we have our 3. We have guilty on 3 accounts. Thank you, jury, for your service. And
does anyone know why there were 3 charges that were they're separate, but there's 3 of them?
I don't know why.
Right. It's because if they charged him with 1, then if there was a retrial, or a mistrial, sorry, he couldn't be charged on that again because of the double jeopardy laws. So if there's 3, it's basically like, boom.
One of them's gonna stick.
You're done either way. So even if he does appeal, there are 2 other cases that he can't be retried on, so they stick. End of.
Which 100% he's going to appeal.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think what I'd like to say, it's great that justice is being served. I was joking before when I said that systemic racism is solved and we're done with that. No, this isn't even. I'm sorry. I love you, Wayne, but we have to face the
my
reality.
sparklers out. I've got glow sticks and everything.
We have to face the reality that this isn't even the beginning of all this, and to the point where we're still going to be seeing cops like this abuse that kind of power by killing innocent or unarmed or compliant. I mean, if somebody like told you to put your hands up and you put your hands up, that's compliance, right? And you're going to see more young, especially Black men, especially young Black women.
Compliant.
I know.
Sit
Sexy.
down, Axl Rose.
And we're going to see this more, and this isn't even the beginning. This, to me, my commentary on this was kind of a show trial. It was look at what we can do now, but we need more of this, and we don't just need the cops to be held accountable. We need better cops. We need better people in those positions of power.
And there was a bunch of posts going around about how cops were currently enrolled cops are talking about how they're going to leave the force. It's like, yeah, go. If this pisses you off to the point where this pisses you off to the point where you don't want to be there anymore, you should totally be gone. You probably should be a cop.
Please leave.
Yeah,
Please
Mikey.
Fuck off.
As our Black male American correspondent, how I'm a lord, man. I'm the royal correspondent.
Right. Fair enough.
That's true.
I'm so regret giving you that.
Jatan,
I am not. I love it.
Back in your box. All right, or your hotel room, alleged. Mikey, what is the mood over there in a sort of consensual? How do you feel that this trial has gone down within the Black community?
Well, because I'm a big fan of Ike and I watch a lot of her content. One thing I've learned from watching her stuff is you have to manage your expectations. Like this cop is not getting a firing squad. At the end of the day, even though he was convicted guilty, he's still going to have his appeals process. They might even wait a long time to do it, like have him sit out for like a year and a half, so that it kind of gets out of the limelight, and then they release him on good behavior. Like, these kinds of things happen. It's not uncommon. So manage your expectations of, even though you won the trial, the people won the trial. It doesn't mean that still a white man is going to get the same sentencing that someone else would get with the same charges. It doesn't mean that. So while this is a step, it's the inequity in sentencing is still a thing. So if they think he's going away for 30 years, I got bad news for you. It ain't gonna happen.
It's 10.
Yeah.
At that point. Yeah. It's the way it's the way the legal system.
And as we all know, sit down. The white man is talking.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's very interesting. You should say that. You don't get your hotel Wi-Fi ass the fuck out of here.
No.
And thank you for watching the podcast. We're done. We're done.
Thank you for watching the Daily Stormer, apparently.
Yeah, seriously.
I think that you have such a long way to go. They should have happened with the Rodney King trial 30 years ago. It should have happened in 1968 with Rosa Parks. It should have happened so many times during the appalling fucking history of this world. And it's not just you. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, Europeans started the Second World War. Norwegia was running around like, Hitler is so good. And now he's taking all our food. fucking London didn't care until they accidentally dropped a fucking bomb on your heads. You all go like, nah, he might not be such a bad bloke after all. He just fucked over Austria and France and all that stuff. But hey,
No,
Mussolini, Hitler.
we didn't care until they invaded Poland.
Yeah. They're like, oh, they're coming closer.
Oh, wow.
No.
We might have to get him.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Or was that when your actual prime minister went over and said, like, hey, Hitler's not such a bad bloke after all?
Can we
To
move
be
this?
fair, America didn't care until Pearl Harbor.
Can we move this conversation up 60
Yeah,
years
but-
maybe?
Yes, but this should have happened
Christ.
so many times. Yeah, but this should have happened so many times. Just because it happens once does not mean that we have solved anything, that we have changed anything. But we might have, the first starting. I don't want to say shot because that seems very inappropriate. As the first start line. We might be on the 10-yard line, but we still have so far to go.
Well, and actually, we were going to bring this up later, but I think this dovetails perfectly. Is in Columbus, Ohio, 2 days ago, a young girl, 15 or 16, was shot by the police. I guess from what I could gather, there was a bunch of girls trying to jump one girl, and the girl came out the house. The cops were called, and while the girl was going after another young lady with the knife, the officer arrived and shot her.
We got sound effects and everything.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry. No privacy around here.
That's
So-
okay. I can go to the toilet and give you some sound effects.
No.
Just trying to be slightly serious. Thank you, Uncle
Okay.
Traveling Matt. Fucking dickhead.
Anyway.
But so,
Please
but
continue.
but it was, I think, trials like the George Ford case, Derek Chauvin trial. I think these things kind of start changing the climate because within 24 hours, the chief of police of Columbus released the body cam footage so that there was no ambiguity, so that there was no question about things. Because I remember back in the 90s, like body cam footage would take like weeks to come out. Like they would not drop it. He dropped it the very next day to say like, this is what the situation was. This is what happened. And unfortunately, this was the line of events that took place. But that's better to know that they're like, you know what I'm saying? Because that was a level of transparency that we didn't have before. They just didn't. They just said, well, just trust us.
Yeah.
And to your point, it seems that now because the absolute ridiculousness of the media is let's just get it out there as soon as we can. There is no facts. It's just this is what happened with no context, and then things come out afterwards, like the body cam footage, and the body cam footage shows something different to what the media were, the narrative the media were alluding to initially, and that's what's really scary, in the sense of the media want clicks, they want eyeballs to sell stuff to advertisers, so they'll put stuff out just out of context, and no one takes a minute to breathe. No one takes a minute to breathe to allow the full facts to come out, so that instead of us rushing to judgment and reacting emotionally, we can go into the second part of our thinking process and analyze it logically. What we're given is a headline to react to, and then later on, when the facts come out, we kind of look at ourselves, how we reacted, and go, yeah, we were silly to think that way. Let's let the process actually happen and develop and mature. So when these things happen, instead of being reactionary, we can be thoughtful.
But I think that's kind of Monday morning quarterback, because we're just now within like the last few years getting the footage unedited at all, and it was all word of mouth from the cop or word of mouth from the written statement, and then like after the trial was completely over, then the footage would come out. And then
Yeah,
people would,
no,
you know what I'm saying? So it's been
yeah,
such
I get
a
that.
historied thing of them obfuscating the truth quite clearly, intentionally, to
Yeah.
try to
Yeah,
cover for cops' ass. And so it's like people really aren't in a position to just sit back and wait for the cops to tell us what actually happened, because they lied so many times that it's like, I can't trust you, just give me the fucking footage. So I get how
Do
putting the
you?
footage out early can like kind of skew things the other way.
yeah,
But at
yeah.
this,
That's
yeah,
But wait, wait,
that's
wait,
what I'm
wait.
getting at.
But do you remember the press release that the Minneapolis police released
Yeah,
after George Floyd's
yeah.
murder?
Nothing
Written
about the 9
by
minutes on his neck. Nothing about 9 minutes on his neck.
had nothing to do with the 9 minutes in his neck. It was that a man was arrested and he had some breathing difficulties after the fact, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And who wrote this? His murderer. When do you ever see, in any other case, a press release about a death written by somebody's murderer without anybody, questioning it? It's when anybody dies, whatever law enforcement or whatever agency or whoever, whatever it happens, that agency should or entity should be moved out of it. Somebody else should come in. We can't have
Mm,
police policing police. Then you should have a different authority coming in. Like, no, we are taking over this, and all press, all fucking thing is going to come through us.
mm.
Yes, yes.
But the problem with that is that how do you then police, um, s- t- for want of a better term, citizen journalists, people that sit there and record it and are live streaming it there and then, because you can have one camera angle, but you know that that camera angle might go viral, whereas another camera angle that shows something totally different and in contrary to the initial goes viral. I'm sorry, that doesn't go viral. Everyone's making their mind up there and then, and this is why I think it's very difficult to, because again, everyone likes a like. You get a little dopamine hit when you get a like on one of your posts. So everyone's trying to be first. Everyone's trying to get their stuff out there, but it's so out of context a lot of the time. I mean, how many times have we seen stories go massive, and then when the truth comes out, it just kind of fizzes out? But we reacted to it already. We've already made our minds up.
Yeah.
And this is a difficulty with citizen journalism. I say that as a all encompassing term to people with their phones out, because that's what it is. As soon as it goes viral, it is in everyone. That's journalism. It's out there. So how do we combat this sort of misinformation when it's all about the emotional hit that we get straight away from that initial point?
I would push back on the journalism label, just because, like, if I'm walking down the street and I see somebody getting beat up by the cops and I pull out my phone to record it, I'm not looking to um have that be the thing that really kicks the show off to the next level. It's like that's not the point. Is so that there is a counter record, a third eye on the situation, because the body cam may or may not be on. There may or may not be any, like, your cell phone footage might be the only footage.
I'm doing it in a semantic way. I'm saying that it's being journaled. That information has been journaled. So I'm not saying it as in an industrial kind of thing. I'm saying it's been journaled. So that's to
Okay,
be a
okay,
semantic pedant.
It's been archived. It's been
yeah,
yeah,
archived.
yeah.
yeah.
Because I don't.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's like people are going out there just purely to get that. I'm saying when that does happen, I mean, how many videos have we all shared that we go, oh, that's interesting, and just click share or click like or whatever, which then snowballs that into a big thing. So we're all part of that same collective thing. It may not be journalism per se in the traditional sense, but to journal that incident, we have then spread it. So that's what I mean. It's a semantic argument, I know, but
And I think the next argument, or the next thing that we have to look for is, like, Mikey, you said that if like the body cam is not working. Well, if the body cam is not working, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And that also needs to be addressed, because so many of these assaults that have been taking place in which somebody was either severely hospitalized or killed. Many of the times the body cam's not working. That to me is probably one of the biggest kind of problems, is that we're supposed to have accountability of interactions between police officers and the citizenship, and when that's not there, that to me is a huge problem, because now you have taken away the evidence that would either prove guilty or not guilty. And I think that needs to be taken into account as well when we start getting into more justice legislation, is that sort of that evidence needs to be taken into consideration, because it's hard to, we can't always rely on somebody with a camera, right?
Yeah.
We can't always rely on somebody there. Those cameras, those body cams, those dashboard cams are supposed to be there to protect the citizenship. And if they're not, then that needs to be taken into consideration as part of the legislation.
Or even the cops, because with the case in Ohio, if there was no direct body cam footage of what happened, it sounds on paper, it looks crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But the chief of police put that video out right away. It's like, she was trying to stab another girl. That's why the officer shot. Now, people can take that to court and do what they will with it. But that's a different thing than on the same day as the verdict, cop shoots another black kid. It's like, that's
exactly.
And that's different. It's different. And having that body cam or a cell phone footage, sunlight is the best disinfectant. So if we have 50 different camera angles, that's better than us just having the dash cam that he accidentally put his elbow in front of or something like that, and we can't see anything and it's just all audio.
Yeah, that's my point exactly. And I feel that I don't know how you guys would address this, but for me, as soon as if the technology is available, as soon as you put that uniform on, your dash cam should be on until the end of that shift, because there are certain things that are said between people, like just in jest, like if you're working with someone, you say stuff in banter that if you was to say that and you was overheard, you would be like shunned and publicly shamed. So this is just my opinion. I feel that if you are, as a public servant, upholding the law, all of your interactions should be recorded for the entire day.
Especially if you are working for the public.
Yeah.
We pay your salaries, we keep your car running. You work for us, and if you are not doing what we need you to do, which is to protect us, then you need to go. Like, there needs to be more, there needs to be a higher exactly, the higher standards of policing, and we're not doing that. And this trial might be a start about actually saying this is not unacceptable, but we have to go beyond that. We have to do more.
Let me give you a very trivial example, and it's not it's based in sort of like a film. Can you imagine training day happening if there was dash cams and mics? Can you imagine training day happening? But I know it's a fictional thing, but obviously stuff like that does go on. Can you imagine that happening if as soon as you're on duty, everything you say is being recorded? Your dash cam footage is on. Someone's monitoring you in that sense.
Things get recorded all the time, and that's the problem with these police unions. They protect the cops. Like that kid in Chicago got shot in December, and we're just finding out about it now. There's this big cover up, and everyone was hiding shit. And now the mayor's involved, and it's like, yeah, it was recorded, but that doesn't mean shit. So that's why, like, the citizens recording the police is probably one of the biggest game changers. Like, the iPhone is probably going to be the leading edge into correcting our policing system, just because they lie. They're able to lie, or they have qualified immunity.
They're able to turn off those body cams and call it a malfunction. That to me is a red flag. You should get your ass fired for that kind of shit.
Some departments have that policy now. Like if it comes off, you're done. That's it.
And so you work harder to make sure that technology is going, because if it's not, you're done.
And the thing is, if this was a caveat that was in place before you took on the role, and you knew that this was going to happen, that surely would root out all the wankers.
Yeah.
Because if you were there to do, I mean, obviously there's going to be people that are trying to get away and around things.
Right.
But if you know that your vocation is, I want to be a police officer, uphold the law and protect the citizenry, I don't care. I don't care what gets recorded of me, because what I'm saying is, I'm trying to do my job to the best of my ability. And also, if someone is excelling in their public communication and their relationships with the general public, that's going to get them promoted faster.
Right.
So surely having this accountability.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay, come on.
Okay.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Here comes Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe.
Oh, no. So what you're saying is that if we all wear cameras and we all got judged on how we act in society, we will act better towards each other.
Wrong.
No, police.
Or
police
is that
officers,
only
police
specific to what? Oh, okay.
Police
So
officers.
If I had that on my job, if somebody was paying me to do a job and I wasn't, that I need to be corrected, that I wasn't doing my job, I would need, if something was recording me, I would be doing my job better. This is a job. This is not an average day. This is a job.
Yeah, no, no. We should. We can't require every worker to wear a fucking body cam. So that bosses can sit in there.
Police.
No, okay, but only the police then.
So here's the thing, though. Even if you work at Walmart, you're recorded your entire shift.
You're being watched.
Yep.
Your entire shift. There's very few places in that building that, like, maybe apart from like a couple places in the very back room and then like the restrooms, everything else is on camera. So it's fine for us to record the Walmart guy, but the guy who's got a gun who's supposed to be responding to different things, us wanting a recording of that is ridiculous.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that is wrong too, right?
Why? So why is it wrong?
To record people, to make sure that they're doing their job, to monitor them, to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do.
When they got a gun on their hip, mate, yeah. I think so.
Okay, so are we going to do the same thing to soldiers?
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Oh, yeah, really? Really? How many court martials have come out because of the footage of their helmet cam?
Yeah, it has happened.
Here's my case. I'll drop it here.
Yeah.
Yes, but do you think, how many lives do you think we've lost because they're like, I can't do this because, my helmet cam might get me, and then they make the wrong decision because somebody might be watching, that might take offense to something that you might do.
You're asking me to prove a negative.
Yes, but you are saying like this has happened because of that. Like just because you have one metric,
provable. Because it's provable.
It's not provable.
Right.
It isn't provable. Like you are going all 1984 on this shit. Like let's record everything that everybody do and everything.
We fucking do. We're recording this right now in my van. I've got a dash cam. I've got a tracker. Everywhere I go in my job, I'm recording.
I have a tracker on this. It's my phone.
There you go.
We know exactly.
We are all grassing ourselves up.
The government knows where we are, especially because I got both vaccines, which means my 5G is like perfect.
It's perfect.
Now,
it's perfect.
Now
I'm just gonna go and get my PlayStation controller and turn her up.
My brain is functioning on the same wavelength as Bill Gates, and now he can control me, and I'm the happiest person right now. He can track me. He knows exactly what I'm doing.
So Jonathan, I think my larger question for your general theme here is, why do you think that public officials should be afforded the same privacies as private citizens?
Because it's worked everywhere else but in America. You know how many how many people Norwegian police have shot over the last 25 years?
Apples meet oranges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
We've
you
always
got
had a
other.
different policing system than most of
Yes,
the
you got.
rest of the world.
You need to change your system.
So why is body cams
Running around with
implementing the body cams is a step towards
because
more
because the body
transparency
cam
as
will only
opposed.
make the body cam will only make you behave good when the body cam is on and functioning. What you do after work, like doing the training day analogy that you did earlier, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So our undercover and civilian police officers
They weren't
required to wear
undercover.
and civilian. Did you miss the other part of the sentence, or do you just choose to ignore it?
There's a lag. Say
Sorry,
say
man.
say it again. Just say the full thing again because you kind of blipped on us.
Okay. Undercover and civilian police officers required to wear body cams at all times.
No,
No, that's different.
How is that different?
Because they're undercover.
Yeah, but that was your training day. No, but
In training day, they weren't undercover.
they were detectives.
no, they were civilian. They were in civilian, and civilian police officers should run around with a body cam.
They have a badge to identify themselves. So what's the problem?
Okay, we don't have to get bogged down on the Training Day
Yeah,
reference.
What?
It was
Yeah.
a movie. It was a movie.
I
So,
was just,
but
I
if
was
you're
just using it as
No,
a
he
general.
used the analogy. Now he has to defend it. What the fuck? Dude, you
Well,
can't just use the analogy and then say like, "Well, he was just a movie," and now I don't want to use that comparison anymore. What the fuck?
well, if
Come
I
on.
give you a bicycle and I say I need you to go 5 miles in it, that's very different than me saying, okay, 5 miles on a bicycle. I need you to do it in 1 minute. Like you're moving the goalpost as we're going forward, and that
Yeah.
doesn't. So now the analogy has fallen apart because you've taken it to its logical extreme, which is not what
No,
it was
I'm just
meant
taking
for.
to a logical conclusion. Is that training day wouldn't have happened if you that was Wayne's if they had body cams on. Then you would never have such a situation, right?
If cops, general cops, were forced to wear body cameras, yeah, you don't get training days. But as far as like and I think he was just talking about like cops being bad cops, not that.
Yeah, I was talking
undercover
about
cops.
I was talking about the fact that I was on duty and having the banter in the car.
Right.
Like you don't get that now. You don't get that because you're being recorded. That's my point.
I mean, and even with body cams, people are still
Yes,
doing
but
it. They were flipping
but
coins
here's
to
the
figure out
deal.
whether they're going to arrest this lady or not.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. People behave good when they know they're recorded, and then they behave equally bad when they know they're not
So
being.
why do you behave
Like,
so fucking badly? 63 episodes.
Say,
because I don't care.
it's
Fucking
I
sue
think
me.
I think the recording thing is less about behaving correctly and more about making sure that if something happens, that the protection between the actual protection of the cops, instead of having a thin blue line, protection where there's a lot of mishandling of evidence, that there's still that there's an able between to get the real information. I don't think I think it's less about behaving correctly. It's about making sure that everybody's doing their job. Now, the job of a police officer is to protect and serve. And if they're not protecting and serving, that's an issue. And that's what those cameras are there for, to make sure that that they are protecting and serving.
I think the best thing about it is it removes the ambiguity in the sense of, right, this is my report, but we've just looked at this camera footage and that goes.
That's inconsistent, which is a huge problem.
Yeah.
And that when we get into a trial, such as a show trial like this, you're going to see that the written report versus the actual evidence is incorrect, which means that usually the person who wrote the report is lying. Thus, that's where when you say, well, there's the inconsistency. And that's what they're
that.
looking for. They want to make sure that the evidence is consistent with the with the visuals with the outcome, with the reports that are going on. And that's what those body cams are for. And if the body cams are not there, then we have to rely on other ways, and that doesn't work out. Because not everybody has a camera on their phone going for it, especially not a like a nice one. I do not have a nice camera. Like it's not going to get everything.
And not only that, Brenna, with law enforcement, especially in the States and over here, and less litigious places, the court tend to find in favor of the law enforcement. Now, if you have footage of the law enforcement contradicting their actual statements by visual and audio recordings,
right,
that then goes against the law enforcement, who is just trying to protect his neck.
Right.
Pun sort of intended, grim pun.
Yeah.
But this is why I feel that the pushback against the cameras. I mean, we've got traffic wardens over here that got like body cameras. We've got like shop detectives that wear body cameras. So if anything happens, they can say, look, I've acted completely, as I said I did, and here is the proof. And I don't see what the problem is. I really don't. It's this, the police are always right, so we should just trust them attitude, which has got us to the stage where we are now.
Right.
So
it has been demonstrable that they are not.
Yes.
They are not always telling the truth. They are not always acting in everyone's best interest.
Exactly.
It's time and time and again. And there was a city I used to work or live and work in. I always knew where the undercover or the plainclothes guys would be parked at because I had to drive past it for work. And then once I started DJing and I started like introducing myself to people and I started making friends and doing this whole thing, the stories that 4 or 5 different girls had about those 2 officers who always rolled around together are absolutely disgusting. About getting out of tickets, about not going to jail, about, well, if you don't, then I guess I'm gonna have to lock you up for this. Like that kind of shit in a normal ass town. Just a little normal ass town.
And that goes away, you slap a camera on them.
Funny that.
Yeah.
Funny that.
I really don't agree. I really don't agree.
Okay, well, mount your argument. Let's go.
Yeah. First of all, education. You need to educate your police better.
No. Don't talk about something different.
Mount your argument.
Yeah.
Mount your argument.
These cops in this city were part of like the whatever unit, and they did nasty shit to girls when they pulled them over.
Yeah.
A body cam stops that, yes or no?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. So
why doesn't it?
Okay. So when do they start wearing the body cam, and when
as soon as they're on duty?
As soon as they get in
as soon as they
suit up.
Yeah. When they're getting paid by the public. When my taxes pay for them. That's when they start.
So do you think that they would not do this as soon as if they are prone to do this, they wouldn't do it when they are off duty?
Yeah, but when they're on duty, they're getting recorded.
Yeah. But they can just,
mate. No, you can't. No.
But they don't keep. They don't keep the squad car, and they don't just get to drive around in the squad car in their uniforms.
But you already knew who they were.
No, you know Jatan. If my granny had wheels, she'd be a bus. All right. Ifs and buts.
That's a big fucking granny. Mine was a bicycle. But okay.
No, but what I'm saying is, ifs and buts are not relevant here. We're asking you to defend your argument.
I am telling you that they would still do it with or without the squad car.
Okay, but when they're getting paid by the public dollar, or pound, or I don't know, whatever weird currency you use over there.
Well, yeah, okay. So they want
shekels.
They want to.
Credits with a K.
They want to do it. Oh, Jesus Christ. They won't do it from 9
Jesus
to
has-
5, but they're free to do it from 5 to 8.
Yeah, that makes them criminals, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It makes them criminals even if they're wearing the badge or not.
Not if they're not if they're being recorded, mate, because it ain't happening.
Oh, yes, but you can only record them for the time that they're on the clock. They would
Right.
still do it because, as Mikey
Okay,
said,
yeah.
we all.
What we're
I am
legislating
Hold
for?
on, hold on.
Fuck. What's
Cool
the
out,
problem?
cool out,
Fuck, dude.
cool out. There's a lag.
No, I haven't. I haven't
There's a
fucking been able to
lag.
finish a fucking sentence.
Okay, so
What the fuck?
we've been patient with you. Be patient with us. There's a lag.
I've
Yeah.
been quiet.
Yeah.
But your sentences break up weird because of the lag. Be patient. Wayne, let him finish his thought and then hop in.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jartan, there's a lag. Come on, you.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Ah,
Fucking keep on talking. I'm done.
So I'm trying to I'm trying to pull this into one sort of cohesive thought. What is happening is that Jartan is arguing that body cams will not prevent things from happening with off duty, like as if
right.
we're trying to re-educate people. And I think the problem, what I see with that is that that's not what we're talking about in the whole. We are talking about when they are on duty from when they are off duty is when those body cams, that's the behavior I want to curb, because that's when the most problems happen. When they are off duty, they are under a completely different entity. They are citizens at that point, which means if they kill somebody as a citizen, that is an automatic charge with murder. Now, whether or not the police force actually accepts that because they are off duty or because that's not the problem. What I want is that when I am paying for their job, for their hours, I want them to protect the citizenship. That's their job. When they're off duty, they don't have a job. They are off duty job. Now, we could talk about pensions. We could talk about health insurance. That's not my my forte.
Yeah.
Not what I'm talking about. I am talking about when that recording needs to happen while they are at their job. Just like Mikey said, if you're at Walmart, you are recorded. So what you do during those hours that they are paying you, they want to protect their business as well as their customers. So there's a lot going on in this, but what the conclusion should be is what we are talking about during that time. Because there are people out there who believe that being a cop and having you're held accountable is a war on cops, just like Monsieur Tucker Carlson.
Oh my
Or
God.
should we say
No, you got to do that.
you have to put your eyes like this, like I'm trying. What?
And Brenna,
no.
that is a fantastic transition.
I've been waiting for that transition for about
I
95
know, but
minutes.
I think it's a good transition to make to let our man Jartan chill a little bit.
We got it. We're not against what he's saying. We just want to make sure that we're.
No, see, this is the thing. This is the beauty of our podcast. We are all fundamentally on the same page, but we have disagreements. And the thing is, we can have disagreements and then hug it out afterwards. That's the beauty of it.
If I was drinking, it would be a lot louder, but.
Let's talk about your baby daddy Tucker Carlson, Brenna.
Oh, you monster! You monster!
Got her.
It wouldn't be as bad, Mikey, if it didn't feature him on your website all the time.
Look, going back to back to that old well, huh? Okay.
Oh my God! Yeah. I just threw up in my mouth. It was. Don't ever put any like Tucker Carlson
in you.
The only sentence. This is the only sentence I want to hear with my name and Tucker Carlson's name is that Brenna Duncan punched Tucker Carlson in the face. Like that's it.
And then what happened?
Oh, you tease.
It's just
maybe we should mid-roll so that it can be in the front.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Joe, that's not a bad chat. Do the mid-roll.
Let's just do the mid-roll so that we can all bring ourselves together and then all collectively throw up about.
I'm going to run down because Universal Studios is closing the elevators, so I need to go down and have a cigarette today. So.
Okay.
Yeah, Universal are about to start filming Spider-Man 3. Oh, actually 4. Whatever.
Okay. Sorry, I have to get rid of it.
Whoa.
What the hell? That was not me.
You went all Cylon.
No, that was Jartan. I think his AirPods disconnected.
Okay. Okay. So if you would like to help us out and continue this wonderful conversations that we have together where we are in different countries, in different continents, different states. We do this for you and you should help us out. So here are some of the ways that you can help us out.
How can they do that?
One of the first ways is to go to our YouTube.
Yes.
YouTube.com/TheBinPodcast and please subscribe. It's free. It's completely free. So all you cheap asses out there, just subscribe. No pain, no gain. Also, this video as well as our other ones, please like them and share them as well. That will help hashtag defeat the algorithm, as you guys already know. So those are some of the free ways that you can do it. Oh, you can comment on our videos, tag your friends in the videos, get their eyeballs on it. It's good for us too. And so those are some of the gratis ways that you can do this. Twitch. And oh yeah, or Twitch. I don't know. I don't use Twitch very much, but if you do, the Bin Podcast, look for us. Same thing. Subscribe, like, share, tag your friends. Those are some great ways to help us out. And if you do have a little bit of that, the stimmy or taxes, if you got some of the tax refund back,
we'll take some of that.
We could certainly use that. You can go to patreon.com/TheBinPodcast and become one of our patrons. And we still have our 20 wonderful patrons who have really helped us out. And we want more because the more, the merrier, and the more we can do this. And we definitely want to thank our patrons currently, especially our longtime patrons, for being so amazing. And if you want to become one of our loving, beautiful, hot, sexy patrons, baby. Oh, it feels good, doesn't it? You can go to patreon.com/TheBinPodcast and hopefully we'll see you around sometime. Your beautiful faces.
Speaking of which, if you guys are current patrons, thank you. And I put out a poll last night to see when you guys actually want, like what time frame you guys actually want your monthly Patreon call to be, so you guys can hang out with us and give us all what for, as they say. So yeah, if you are a patron, answer the quiz, because I haven't checked it since last night, but somebody answer. Damn it. And if you don't want to be on camera, that's fine. We can set it up so that you can just have a little avatar or something like that. You don't have to talk if you don't want to, and you can just text chat with us. But it'll just be a private thing where you can really just let Jartan and Wayne and Brenna and me know how much you love us. I'm sure that's all that you guys would say.
So far, we
comments.
have nobody voting, so we need your votes. So vote.
I've got to do it again.
Vote.
No, you don't get to
Goddamn
vote.
Oh, damn it.
You can't
I'm
vote.
the only Democrat here.
You're voting. Not only are you voting for yourself, but you're putting in. You
All
are in
right.
charge of who's on the ballot.
I chose the music. I'm choosing the time and date.
That is true. The last time I put something to
Mine.
a vote, Wayne was the only one who voted, and that's why we have the intro music we have now.
Awesome.
You're
I gotta,
welcome.
I gotta change that soon. I'm getting bored of it.
Mm.
All right.
Now,
Somebody please talk about this horrible human being. I'm done. I've already thrown up twice in my mouth, so.
Did you actually sick up a poo?
what does that even mean? Is that even
It means
Uh.
it means you were so desperately sick you came from the pits of your
Just-
body. A poo came out.
Oh, God.
Yuck. Just yuck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the extreme version of this made me that sick that I sicked up a poo.
Yeah.
All right, there you go, Mikey. I've had to explain it to you. Well done.
Thank you.
I just yuck.
Yeah.
Like
That's-
taking the piss already took me a minute to try to understand, but
Or just say
Sick up-
extracting the urine.
sicking up a
Picking
poo
up
is
just
just
yeah.
all right.
So, Mikey,
it.
who pray tell what are we talking about?
No, you got it already pulled up. I already know you got it over there. Do you guys want to do? You guys want to do like some like on-screen reading? Do you guys have the same article? Can we do
I
rolls?
do not have the same article.
No, but you've
Oh,
got
the
the
transcript?
transcript, though, haven't you?
I do not have the transcript.
Here,
All right.
pop her the
I'll do it.
pop her the transcript in the private chat, and I'll vamp while she pulls it up. So you guys can do like a
Are you
dramatic
sure that
reading.
Wayne has installed what he needs to get that done?
I think
You
you're
know,
an
like-
idiot.
So you guys get that squared away on the backstage. So Brenna's favorite person on Fox News, her absolute favorite to punch,
Mm.
somehow had a controversial take on the George Floyd Derek Chauvin case.
Who did that?
Shockingly, no one could have imagined it. So who wants to read who?
I'll read fucking Tucker Carlson. I'll fucking do it. I'm glad to do.
Gross. Absolutely disgusting. Like
I knew I didn't like you, Shartan.
like of all the like
Oh,
we
God.
love having very popular guests here. Tucker Carlson could fucking beg to get on this show when it's not happening.
No,
I promise you'll have 1 million viewers.
there's
I'd
nothing.
rather fucking live in squalor and poverty for the rest of my life than ever give him any sort of airtime on this fucking network. It's not
Yeah.
happening. He can't get in. Can't get in.
Yeah, but Tucker Carlson can take a blumpkin on the deviants.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants there. Not mine now.
All right.
Where's the transcript though?
I've got it here. Do you want me? Oh, right. Okay.
All right, Wayne, hit it.
So, Tucker Carlson had.
No, you posted, but it's a fucking paid link, dude. I have to register.
No, it's
to
not.
see
It's
it.
not. It's not. You have to just get rid of it.
Jesus Christ! I'll try it later.
I thought I was a Luddite. Jesus.
Someone read
No,
it
but
for
it-
fuck's sake.
This is not
Right. So this.
This is not a transcript. This is somebody writing off what has happened.
Yeah, if you scroll down, you'll see the transcript of the bit that we're talking about. Oh my God, we're so professional here.
Just read it, please.
Right. So, Tucker Carlson has a former police officer on to react about the verdict. And the former police officer says, I think it was just excessive before being abruptly cut off by Mr. Carlson. And Tucker Carlson says, the guy who did it looks like he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. So I'm kind of more worried about the rest of the country, which, thanks to police inaction, in case you haven't noticed, is boarded up. What?
His weird laugh.
What? Then he had a mad laugh and then cuts him off and says, I'm done. No, we're done. That's it. You're off. Binge him.
Yeah. Fucking
Absolutely binge him.
Yeah.
Because the former police officer agrees with the verdict that's been doled down and then defends what's happened. Tucker Carlson says, oh no, this isn't what I signed up for. No. This guy was supposed to, protect and serve. And now he's in prison. Oh, poor fella.
Oh no.
Murderer.
Oh.
Fucking proven murderer.
Yeah.
Have a word with yourself, Tucker Carlson. Have a word with yourself, America. And have a fucking word with yourself, Fox News. Fuck you. What a load of bollocks.
And he's still, like, there's not going to be any backlash for this. Like, he's not going to get reprimanded for this, like, incredibly... No.
The week before he had another meltdown about the replacement theory, right?
Again, he's still on that.
Yeah, no, the week, literally the week before, and he was Fox were lobbied to get rid of him, and he came on and said, "But it's just true, it's happening. You change the demographic of the country, you're going to change the voting nature of the country. Yes, you do, by people being born and dying." Or moving in from different places. You can't categorically state that people coming in from the southern border are going to automatically vote for the Democrats. Like you can't automatically state that people coming in from Cuba are going to vote for the Democrats. But the implication of his statement is saying that brown folk that come from the southern border are always going to vote Democrat. Mm-hmm. Come on.
So here's the thing. So here's the thing about that, because I remember back in my early like 20s getting into arguments with people at the bar about politics, like you do. And
the bar, wow.
I was very bold.
Yeah. Maverick.
Very foolish.
I was cracking on. Hello, my darling.
All 130 pounds of me ready to fucking tussle with the fat dudes about politics. But it's very interesting because whenever they bring up the Great Replacement thing, like, so now if we go all the way back, since we're going back into history all of a sudden, if we go all the way back to like when the settlers landed here, right? The colonists landed here in the States.
That would be one of them.
No, 45 minutes later, now you're getting back to that.
And I can do it without screaming at everybody and interrupting. You know what I'm saying, dude?
I was interrupted.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying, dude.
You weren't interrupted. You had lag. Remember me the other day?
That was
but
funny.
your lag was funny.
Your 42-second lag was fucking mint.
We're like, okay, and there.
Like we gave up on the counter and then just forgot we were still doing it. And then you said,
Wayne. You know what made me laugh the most about that is Jartan rolling his eyes at me when he was like mid-flow and all of a sudden my voice came through his earphones.
But
sorry, mate.
But just imagine if the natives were just like, oh, well, we can't let anybody here because they're gonna vote us out. Like it's whatever the majority population that gets to vote, they're going to base their policies based on what best suits their needs. So yeah, if there is more of a diverse community, you're going to get more diverse needs being met. So that means certain people's needs won't be the only thing paid attention to anymore. And that's not a tragedy. That is just the equation of having different groups of people living together. You can't make everything about you when you're not the only person there. But for whatever reason, Tucker Carlson and his ilk believe that they have to be the focal point of everything. And if we have any extra time, we'll deal with the blacks, the Mexicans, the gays, the straight. We'll deal with that after we've taken care of us. Well, no one fucking cares about that shit anymore. And now you don't. And now you don't have the fucking votes to support your fucking ridiculous platforms. So this is what.
Not only that, but they have to keep these people from voting. Like they find the best ways to keep them out of the political landscape.
Yep.
And can I bring up another hypocrite on that front? Dan Crenshaw.
Who's that?
He was on.
I
don't know who that is.
He's that one-eyed Republican geezer in Texas.
Eye patch guy.
The eye patch guy.
The guy that I blew up because Hassan Piker made that comment about.
Right.
You blew him? What?
He was on the Joe Rogan podcast saying that, we need to secure the border because of these, they will become Democrat voters and all this kind of stuff. And then later in the same show, he said, my job is, I don't care what demographic you come from, my job is to convince you to vote for me.
Yeah.
Yes. But can we talk about this fucking platform that we are working on? Just this platform that we are fucking working on. What did Joe Rogan do?
Nothing. He didn't push back at all.
No, he didn't push back at all. It's like a guy is sitting and not even 20 minutes apart, he's like contradicting everything that he said 20 minutes before.
Yep.
And Joe Rogan's like, yeah.
To be fair to Joe Rogan, which I will never be again, he was probably high.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
He's probably high as shit. You don't even remember him saying that. He thought that was somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh,
my previous guest.
Here's the deal, though. If I started a completely different podcast, right? And I had.
It feels like you have.
Yeah, like bye.
Guys, you made him sad.
Jartan, carry on. I'm sorry, my friend. Carry on.
No, it's fine.
No, carry on, please.
You can dish. You can dish. You gotta learn how to take. Go ahead, take your sip, and then take your breath and make your point.
All right, everyone mute their mics. Come on. I'm good at it.
No, I'm done.
Oh, hell no.
I'm good. So, continue.
We will have this awkward silence until you finish your point.
No, I want you to make your point.
If I started a completely different podcast, and then I had a Holocaust survivor on 1 week, and then 5 weeks later, I had a fucking, the one SS soldier that is still alive in the fucking world. And my excuse for that would be like, yeah, but I told both sides of the story, right?
Yeah,
you have to. There's no equivalence there.
Right.
But that's what Joe Rogan is doing. That is what Joe Rogan is doing. He's saying like, well, I had guests on before who contradicts this thing, but you should listen to all of my 98 fucking 1,000 hours of podcast to get this. This is how he excuses things. I am just getting people's stories out there. No, you're not. You are letting people who give you clicks stories out there. It's all about you. It's all about Joe Rogan, all about his bottom line. It's all about money.
Yeah. And that's why, like when people treat him,
and that's why you shouldn't no. And this is why you shouldn't listen to Joe Rogan fucking podcast, because all he tries to do is to get clicks. All he wants to do is get clicks. That fucking guy.
I will admit, I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast purely to critique him, because the Dan Crenshaw episode, I was shouting at my radio as I was driving around the M25. I'm like, fucking push back, fucking find out, where is Jamie now? Because he was saying, how are these Georgia laws like new Jim Crow? I don't know. You've got fucking Jamie there, who you get to pull up every fucking thing that you need.
Yep.
He's right there. And yet he can't pull up the fucking fact that all of the drop boxes are being taken away from mainly black districts. the voter ID laws are being like imposed, like is it the grandfather law?
False.
The old Jim Crow grandfather law. All these laws are basically decreasing the ability for poor people, which again covers all peoples, but the Dropbox law is specifically targeted at black districts.
Yeah.
And Stephen Crowder and that gun girl, I can't remember her fucking name, are going around.
Laura Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We're not talking about gun law again because we have a
No,
soon-to-be gun owner in the crowd. And I will get shot.
No, this is on
I
topic.
will get shot. When he gets a gun, I will get shot.
This is on topic. So they're going around to college campuses and saying specifically, why is voter ID laws racist? It's not the voter ID law that's racist. It's the cumulative laws that were passed. So they're picking out the very specific thing that you can't kind of wiggle out of, but it's part of a systematic racist law that Georgia have passed. And they're trying to...
But we cured systemic racism.
But that's the thing. Like most of these things that are like deemed racist, yes, they're racist, but they're also regressive. So they mostly only affect people who are poverty stricken. Because like let's say Jartan here has a Honda Civic that was given to him by his neighbor, right? Well, he has to get that title transferred over in his name. Jartan works very hard. He has 2 minimum wage jobs and he works 65 hours a week. It's still going to cost him $300 to get that title in his name.
Yeah.
So that he can get stickers on his car. Because if he doesn't get stickers on his car, he's going to get a ticket. Okay, let's say he gets 1 ticket before he can afford to switch it over. Well, now he has to pay for the $300, and now he has to pay the $250 for the ticket. Plus, he had to go see a judge. That's another $120. So now he's already in the hole.
Now he takes that time away from his work.
And that's so that's time. So that's money. So that's time he's not earning.
Wait. I'm googling flights out of Florida.
So all
get
this,
out of here, baby.
So all this stuff gets stacked upon it. So then let's say, hold on. No, wait, please. So let's say now he wants to go register to vote, or he needs to get a new license so that he can show his address so he can get his voter ID card, right? You can't do that until you pay your tickets. That's why they want everyone to have an ID, is because they know that predominantly it is poor people who can't pay their tickets off. And if I can stop the poor people from voting, not only is it going to keep all the brokies from voting, but it's going to keep a disproportionately amount of minority groups out of the loop completely. They won't be able to vote with an ID because to get an ID, they have to have X, Y, and Z.
Right,
conservatives are.
Sorry, I need to get this out of here because I noticed this was like an Easter egg. Brenner said, "Get out of here, baby," to Jartan, which means Jartan is in the same soundstage as Brenner. Confirmed.
Clip it, Tons of Mice.
We need like a red ring.
I missed that. Sorry.
Anyway, the conservatives are losing, and they know that they're losing, and the only way that they can win is if they get rid of the people that they're losing to. So that's what they're doing, because they know that the majority of the political, the clicker is going towards liberal politics, center left politics, and it's going to increase that way because younger people who have access to more information, who are more compassionate, tend to lean more towards left politics. And so they know that they're losing that. So what you do is you get rid of as many left voters as possible.
Gotta purge the rolls.
Exactly. And usually that comes with young people. That comes with minority individuals. Not all minorities are left wing, by the way, but most of them are. especially in large cities. And then we have when you have large Black populations in large cities, you tend to have liberal politics, such as places like Atlanta.
Washington, D.C.
Here's my question.
Transitioning? I thought we were waiting. That's a waiting thing.
For that. That's a waiting thing. We are going to do that later.
Yeah.
I understand one thing, though. So you have, state-supported identity cards in the UK, right, Wayne?
No.
You can't go into a social security office and get an issued state license.
No.
That identifies you.
No.
What? Really?
No.
All right. Here you can go into the RS or the social security office, or and get a picture ID.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Which allows you to open a bank account or do whatever, because you need picture ID to do all of these things.
You need to open a bank account here. You either need a driving license, which now is a picture card, or a passport and a utility bill. That's it. They're the only things that have your picture on.
What kind of third world fucking countries do you guys live in?
Unless you are the Lord Wanker of Essex, and your face is plastered all over your ID card.
You
just bring in your deed.
Don't tread on 1 square foot of land.
No, I don't get that. Like, we can go into the Social Security office, right? And get a state issued ID, a picture ID.
Yeah,
Why didn't you just do that?
You can get a state ID, but they're not going to give it.
No,
but they're not going to issue it if you have outstanding shit.
In the 90s, there was.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. Why does outstanding shit have anything to do with you being you? This is just a card that says that you are you.
Now you're starting to put it together. It's not about proving who you are. It's about making sure you can't prove who you are.
That is exactly my point.
It's discrediting you as a
exactly. This card should
I'm just going to go and get something. I'll be 2 seconds.
Uh-oh.
I got to guess on what it is.
Uh-oh. Yes, I know. Deed. No, it is identity card. I should never have bought him this thing. I need to buy you all a plot of land now, so we can just put a stop to this.
Go to patreon.com so that we can all be lords.
Brenna, we're going to start a vote. What is Brenna's Lady Brenna Duncan? What is her ladyship going to be? So please write to us in the chat or TheBinPodcast at gmail.com, or join Patreon, because that counts double if you join our Patreon and you vote there. What is Lady Brenna Duncan's lady name going to be? And then we have Mikey. The lady name.
The
lady of the blades.
It's not my name. It's my lady name.
Lady title. I'm sorry, the lady title.
For you Americans, right? When it comes to voter ID, I'm doing my best not to dox myself, right?
Yeah, please.
But right. This comes through the post. You can't see it, right? This is a card. It comes through the post. It's got all my details on it, right? Okay. It tells me where I'm supposed to vote, and that's it. When I walk up to the place where I vote, they just say, "Have you got your card?" I'm like, "No." They ask, "What's your address?" I give them my address, and they ask your name, and they go, "Oh yeah, that matches." Well, off you go. That's it. Job done. But they give you this again. Not doxing myself. They give you this as something that you can take to the voting place, and you just state your name, your address, and they go, "Yeah, go on in. Here's your card." They give you the card, and then you just go and put an X in the box.
That's very similar to what they have here in Illinois. But what would be the difference is you would show up to the place, you need that card, and you need your ID to show that it's you that has that card. When you've already clearly gotten that card in the post, like it's come to your house, there's no other way. Unless you broke in, unless you cracked the Da Vinci Code and you just fucking stole one person's ID card. You know what I'm saying? So they send out voter registration cards, but you have to also sign up for that at the DMV. The DMV right now is a clusterfuck. I went to go get the titles transferred over for the Mini and my truck. The line was, I think, 4 hours.
Yeah.
And it was raining, it was raining outside, so I figured there'd be less people. But it was wrapped completely around the building.
And that's something that's happening where they're closing down DMVs and requiring that's the place where you're going to get your ID, but you can't get it here.
Yeah.
You have to get it at this one, but it's 3 hours away.
My buddy,
and you can't walk in. You have to get an appointment beforehand. Yeah. Like it's
my buddy,
and you have to have these particular forms filled out.
My buddy oh god. Oh
no, I'm just saying it's ridiculous.
I don't care if you dox me because we don't have
just for
one at a time. No.
Don't.
Oh Jesus Christ! Can I finish a sentence? We don't have addresses or nothing on our licenses. It's just what you're allowed to drive. Okay?
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying I'm not doxing me. Okay. I'm just showing you my license because my address
have to have a license for a Pegasus? I'm just wondering about that.
This is my license.
That is the most like Sigmund Freud looking picture I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that was in 1923.
So on the topic of appointments, so my friend who lives in West Virginia Beach is now moving to Texas to get their licenses and everything transferred over from one state to the next state. They made an appointment in Texas before they got there. It's not until September.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we've got just today it was announced that backdated driving test appointments, people are going to have to wait 18 months. And over here, you have 2 years to pass your theory test, which is basically like a point and click test in a room. You have 2 years in which to complete that. When you complete that and you pass it, you've got 2 years to then pass your practical test. So during lockdown and everything, a lot of those time periods have run out. So there's loads of people I feel ain't going to be able to pass a driving test purely because lockdown. There's been no driving tests. It's an absolute mess here.
Well, on that bombshell, let's take it to the after show. Brenna.
Yes.
Bring us home, Brenna.
Me? Aw, thank you guys. I'm really happy that we had this time together. It was amazing.
Lioness.
Wow. And the Oscar goes to.
I'm seriously rage quitting right now.
All right. For our royal correspondent, Lord Wanker of Essex, for our Chicago correspondent, Mr. Mikey Famine, and for our Asgard correspondent, Mr. Fat Thor, or Jartan, as I say it. For me, our West Coast. I love the delay. The delay was like,
It was like
no, that was just a white.
That was fantastic.
That was just a white. That was just a white.
Sorry, that was funny.
buffering on the bird.
It should have just like stopped right here and just like froze. That would have been perfect.
And
anyway,
also happy Earth
Stop right
Day.
here, just froze.
and from me here on the best coast.
Oh, stop it. Enough.
I like to pretend that every day looks like this, and it doesn't.
Yeah, it's mostly flames.
It's actually overcast right now.
And
it's ugly.
Fukushima irradiated water.
All right,
Anyway.
before we leave, can I
Happy
just
Earth
say
Day,
something?
my friends.
Happy Earth Day.
Yep. Before we leave, can I say something?
Oh,
Very quickly.
God,
you
there we
said
go.
Have to
There we
pee.
go. Hold tight.
I'm hungry.
We spend time, money, love, fucking time away from our families and all that doing this. We love you guys for fucking following us, but share it. Just click that fucking button. And if you don't like it, fucking click the fucking like button, because that's how fucking YouTube works. All fucking interaction is good interaction. Just put us out there.
I'm gonna thumbs down our video right now.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
bad.
Mikey's throwing himself under the bus.
No. So
Taking a
here's the
hit
deal.
for us.
I am gonna do a bet. I am gonna give all of these motherfuckers 10 quid
Okay.
an episode if we don't make 20 unlikes, thumbs down. So if we don't make 20 thumbs down, I'm gonna have to give all of you 10 quid per episode from now on. Just fucking interact with us, write something, just do something. If you like what we do, or if you don't like it, just do something.
Okay, can I go pee now? Can you be done? Thank you.
This has been the Bin Podcast from Mikey, from Brenna, from Wayne, from Shartan, and from Orlando. Oh fuck, I'm not supposed to say that. This has been the Bin Podcast.